All right. Okay. Today is May 16th and it is a Saturday. So I am starting a new series for the weekends because uh you know, uh you can always do some extra work on the weekends. I don't know if this is going to be as consistent as the Road to Consistency series, but I'm going to try my absolute best to every weekend have one video come out at least, whether it be Saturday or Sunday. I will be trying to do both Saturday and Sunday, but if I somehow get busy and caught up that day, then I will probably just not record that day, but I will try at least one day every weekend for the series for the remainder of the rest of the series. Which I don't know when it'll end, because it'll end when I have consistency, and I don't have consistency yet. So basically, for Saturdays, it's going to be a strategy Saturday, right? And it's going to be basically just me back testing my strategy, seeing what I can improve in my strategy, what can help me in my strategy, what I can implement to make these trades a little bit better. And that way, I have a recording that I can look back on instead of just notes. And I mean, I guess through trial and error, I'll eventually get better and better as I continue on. So yeah, let's just go ahead and start. I might only do maybe 1 or 2 days of backtesting. I'm gonna be backtesting through TradingView. I would normally do it through TradeZella, but I can't buy TradeZella right now. TradeZella is a little expensive per month, and I'd rather not. So I'm just going to trade through TradingView, and it really doesn't make much of a difference other than the seconds time frame. I also do like that TradeZella keeps track of my progress, whereas TradingView just gets rid of it once I'm done. Nothing to worry about too much though. So I'm gonna backtest sometime in March. Let's do March 16th, Monday, right? And so I'm going to be using Forex Factory to check the news, because I realized a lot of the time I am not checking news. Sometimes I just forget, sometimes I don't know. Um, Today is a Trump Speaks Day, so we don't know how it's going to react off of his speech, but it is orange folder, not red folder, so it shouldn't be anything too heavy on the economy side. So hopefully we don't see anything insane happen today. As for the rest of USD news, basically nothing. We have a few orange folder, a few yellow folder, which is perfect for trading. I don't want to see just yellow folders, but we do have a orange folder here. Obviously, we have Trump Speaks orange folder. Um, yeah, so shouldn't be anything crazy impactful on the day, outside of 10:30 a.m., which is 11:30 New York time. So we're gonna mark out 12 a.m. and 2 a.m. to see London protraction, and then we're gonna mark out 5 a.m. to 9:30 to mark out the pre-AM trend. And then we see Asian trend here. We make about 107 points. So I'm targeting about 175 to 225 points today worth of movement on my trade. Um, we do have a bearish confluence right here on the 30-minute time frame, which does indicate we might touch this and then continue seeing bearish movement. I am going to move the bar back once so that I can look on the daily time frame without being shown what happens for the rest of the day. Let's hope, because I don't want to see anything that predicts the future and it affects how I trade. And it's actually not even going to switch because it's just lagging out, I guess. Why are we lagging? Okay, so the 4 hour works, I guess. The daily time frame doesn't work, however. But I mean, I can gather that we're kind of consolidating, still moving bearish more than bullish, but we are kind of in a consolidation phase. Um, okay, we're gonna go down to the 1 hour and we're gonna see, and it's gonna lag again. and it's still lagging. Why does it lag? Why? Uh, well, yeah, it's Saturday, so I don't know. There you go. I don't know why it's taking its sweet time to do what I want. But yeah, okay. So let's please go to the 1 hour and please not take 20 years to maybe because I have File Explorer open. Maybe maybe not. Maybe we're just having a laugh, you know? Maybe we're taking a piss. Okay, so the hourly time frame is not working. Can something happen? Can anything happen? Maybe it's because I have two Googles open. Maybe not. Maybe it's just the hourly time frame and the daily time frame that doesn't want to work. Okay. So yeah, I guess not. So we're gonna look at the 30-minute time frame. We're gonna gather some information. We have swept sell side liquidity pretty recently. Yeah, so and then we immediately start seeing bullish price action away from it. So that's good. That indicates that we do want to see some bullish price action, but if not, we will have these sell side liquidities out and ready. We could fill this fair value gap. We could inverse it. I don't know. But so far it does look bullish, right? So we've had bullish since open. We swept low with open. So to see a explosion away with price is pretty decent. It shows that we do want to be bullish so far. And so actually we're just not even going to backtest today because nothing really wants to work. Like at all. Let's see. Why do we not want to work? Is it because of NVIDIA? I don't know. We're going to restart this actually because it's not wanting to work. I love technical difficulties on videos that I'm not even going to edit. Okay, can we work now? Date March 16th. Okay, let's hope we work now. Okay, perfect. So, oh, can we actually see the hourly now? No. Yes, we can. Okay. Yeah, pretty bearish overall. But we do have a change in state of delivery right here. Break of structure. And the 30-minute time frame also seems pretty bullish. Asia kind of shows a consolidation, but does still move 107 points. So, yes. I said we're targeting 175 to 225 points, which I will stand by that. This also moves bullish, which indicates a bearish move. However, we're going to wait for London protraction to make a decision. Which London protraction also shows indication to want to go bearish. Now we're going to see what happens during pre-AM trend. So pre-AM trend indicates bullish, right? So we have a bullish indication here, bearish indication here, bearish indication here, bullish indication here. So what I'm thinking is on open, we're gonna be bearish into liquidity down here somewhere. Maybe we sweep sell side, maybe we take the fair value gap or something, and then after that, I want to see maybe bullish happen to buy side liquidity here, right? So let's go ahead and mark this out. And mark, that's not what I wanted. Sell side liquidity right here, right? And I think that's what we're going to see. We're going to see bearish first, probably off of open, into some bullish PD array, which is a discount PD array. And then we would see price project higher from there on out. Let's hope. Oh my god, I slept really weird last night and now everything is just not feeling right. So what do we see off of this? Kind of a consolidation candle. So we're gonna definitely be seeing something open. I want to see bearish. I really do. 15-minute time frame. Yeah, I mean, there's just not really any reason for us to go bullish right now, but it is still very possible to happen. So we're gonna see what happens on the 1-minute time frame. Okay, so we open and we do wicks to both sides, but ultimately close bearish. So I want to see this next candle as a very strong bearish candle or a very weak bullish candle. Okay, so we actually have a strong bullish candle. And we continue higher here. So let's see. Let's see if we can come to this level right here. Let's change it to a SNR. Right. See how we react off of this level. Okay, so we have another change in state of delivery right here. However, it is on the 1 minute, so it's not something I could fully invest myself in yet. The 5 minute, we close fairly strong bullish and show a 5 minute first presentation here. So I want to see how we react off of this. Okay, so first presentation projects price way higher. Yeah, off the 50%. And then how do we react off of support and resistance? Okay, support and resistance works pretty well here. So we have another CISD. However, there is a location where I expected price to reverse from, right? So now I want to see as a confirmation, what do we do in the next few candles? Do we continue lower or do we break higher? So it seems like we continue lower here. And on the 5 minute time frame, we can see price is entering a order block right here, which is the prime time for us to see if we want to continue higher or if we want to break away. Okay. So this is a perfect indication now. I want to be bullish on the day. I don't even want to see any bearish anymore until maybe after this. I want to be bullish from here on out because the 5 minute, what we did was we saw a reaction off of first presentation. And then we saw a reaction off of the order block. And then we inverse the support and resistance level. So now it's no longer resistance, it's only support, right? So I expect us to come down below it once more, but not strong enough to reverse it, right? So I want to see something within this level right here for me to buy in 10 at the 50%. Right there, that's what I wanted to see. We're in. I'm targeting the long-term buy-side liquidity as my full take profit. Maybe not. Uh, how much is this actually? This might be. This is only 90 points, and I'm targeting about 200. So let's move up to 125, 75 right here. And then let's take partial profits instead, right? So we'll do 2 here, and then we'll do 4 here, and then we'll do another 2 right at the New York high over here. Yep. So that's what I want to see happen. I am curious as to this candle because it came down very low and closed pretty low, but we did touch into a 1 minute order block and then saw an immediate pull back away from it. So let's just see how these next few candles go. We have a good push out. but then we close on the support and resistance and then see velocity bearish again. So I am a little worried about how this would work, right? Um, and my strategy here was basically, um, how do I explain this? I wanted to see where price was more likely to move, uh, based off of how many different confluences that get used and then how many other confluences get reversed, right? So what we saw here was 5 minute first presentation fair value gap was used really nicely, right? The CISD was disrespected, okay? We saw bullish velocity occur here, and then first presentation on the 1 minute appeared here. First presentation on the 1 minute was filled, and then right on the fill, we immediately rejected back bullish, and we again disrespected this CISD and disrespected this bearish for value gap, and we also disrespected this support and resistance zone. Um, then we touch into the order block, and then we see more bullish price action here. However, this time we respected the support and resistance zone, but I don't think that's nearly enough to cause too much trouble just yet. I think for this we should just hold out and wait, and see how this trade happens. So we're just going to continue with it. A weak bearish close and another weak bearish close, and we tap into the order block again, and we see a little bit of a rejection off of it. I want to see us close bullish pretty strong here. Yep, that's what I wanted to see. And we disrespect the support and resistance once again. So now I kind of want to leave a bullish for value gap here, and I want it as a breakaway gap, so I don't want price to come back into that level. Nice bullish for value gap left right there, and then I want to see price run away. However, this is kind of a consolidation candle of sorts, so we could come back, but it is a nice bullish close with no wick up here, so I do think we use this as a breakaway and we don't return to it yet. Yep, we don't return to it yet. I kind of want to see this be left as a bullish for value gap as well, but seeing as these highs are right here, we might actually just tap into these highs while filling up this void or this gap. I do think we still continue higher though. Oh, okay, so we close a bearish candle. However, we close above these highs right here, and we do still leave a bullish for value gap. This is a bearish close, so I do think we tap into this. We might use it. Sorry, we might use this breakaway gap now, though, which not a cause for concern. Oh, we actually don't use that breakaway gap yet. We just completely leave it. But yes, so we used another bullish for value gap right here, which if you missed the entry here or the entry here, then this would be a good second entry because I want this to be a breakaway gap. I don't want to see this revisited. The reason why I don't want to see this revisited is, one, because this was such a strong bullish candle away from these confluences here and this kind of consolidation here. We saw three. It doesn't matter how many candles it is. Well, it kind of does. It needs to be more candles than the move itself. But we see 3 candles here make a total of 22 points candle body wise, while this one candle here made 24 points, one candle, and it engulfed this entire bearish move. And then we also came above a support and resistance zone. That's why, don't growl at them. They're just kids. They're playing outside. Let them be. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so we closed above this support and resistance zone, so I wanted to see this price maybe tap, maybe wick down a little bit, but leave a gap because this is such a big candle. If we came down all the way down here, we might have closed bearish, and then that would not have been great for my trade. That would have probably been an indication telling me that I should close out this trade because it's not going to be a good one for me. The support and resistance is holding strong. But instead, we see a wick and then a nice close with no wick. leaving this as a breakaway gap. So I don't expect price to come back into this level. Then the next candle, it continued higher, which was perfect, exactly what I wanted. And then this next candle, again, exactly what I wanted, left a bullish fair value gap. I did want to kind of see it close bullish, but fine, nonetheless. This is now a secondary entry. So if you miss this entry down here, you get in here at this bullish fair value gap. And now targeting this long-term buy-side liquidity here. Good bearish close, nothing crazy. We use the support and resistance again. We could potentially see us tap into this breakaway gap now, but I seriously doubt it. I think we close here on the 1 minute and then open here on the 1 minute and see another bullish candle, probably engulfing these two candles. If not, then we at the very least fill up this fair value or this potential fair value gap here. We don't fill up the fair value gap, but now price has potential to reverse, and it would be able to tell me if we want to reverse or not off this candle. I don't think that's an indication to reverse. It's a really weak bearish candle. We kind of consolidate and we touch into the fair value gap. We leave a form of liquidity to be taken here within another form of liquidity, which I think we maybe close bearish one more time with a wick below this wick to leave this as a swing high. And then the next candle will probably take out this gap, fill it, and then close above it while closing above this wick as well. Yep, so we see this set out as a swing high. So now this next candle, I expect it to be a bullish close, closing above this high and closing in this entire fair value gap. So we inverse it. We don't quite inverse it, but we do fill it. We could potentially fill it, or we could potentially close above it here. We do close above the wick. We don't close out the fair value gap, but we do tap into the support and resistance and then reject off of it. And this is a nice wick with a strong bullish close. So I'm pretty confident we do close higher here. Yep, we do close higher. That's perfect what I want to see. From now, I would check higher time frames and see where we are in terms of price action. No bearish close on the 15 minute, so I wouldn't draw up stops just yet. I think once we oh wow, that was a candle, all right. I was gonna say once we take out this, we can move up to break even. But this was definitely a candle move. What time is this? This is 10:19, so 5 minutes about to close. What do we see happen? We see another bullish candle, pretty strong, not as strong, but we do touch into this bullish fair value gap once again, which this would have changed into a Reaper block by now, because we close below it and then close back above it again. Which is nice. This would be a third entry if you wanted. I wouldn't really get in because I'm already in pretty low, so and I was in for 10. So let's see what this next candle does. Bullish close. We wick above this. We don't quite take out this, do we? So the high here is 980 and the high here is also 980. So we have equal highs here. This is a low resistance liquidity run right now, so we might see us take it out soon. We kind of move bearish. I think we might want to touch support resistance one more time. We've retested it twice now, and we haven't closed below it. So I'm not too concerned about it, but there is still a breakaway gap here, which means liquidity does want to be filled down here, right? Let me delete some things so I can actually see. So yeah, there is liquidity to be filled down here, and there are some equal lows which are low resistance liquidity as well. There's 3 lows down here we could take out. We could touch the bullish fair value gap and then push price higher from here. So I'm not too worried yet. Okay, now off of this closure here, I am a little worried, a tiny bit worried, because this is very strong velocity. But this was my original stop loss, so I'm not super like insanely worried about it. However, to go bearish here wouldn't be super surprising because again, my initial analysis was to see bearish and then bullish, right? We could have instead just done bullish and then seen bearish, right? I wanted to see 200 points, a 200 point move, but that 200 point move should have indicated my original position idea, which would have been bearish. So if we check back here, I wanted to see because of Asia session moving 109 points, 107 points, I wanted to see 175 to 225 points in my main trade. And my main trade would be based off of London protraction and London delayed protraction, which London protraction indicated a bearish move and London delayed protraction indicated a bearish move. The only reason why I took bullish was because Asia session and pre-AM trend both indicated a bullish move. However, again, it wouldn't be insane to see the bearish move happen after the bullish move. So let's see here. We get a doji candle, which, I mean, we're probably going to get taken out. We touch into the fair value gap, and then we reject lower. We're most likely getting taken out. Yeah, we get taken out. So on the day, we're negative 350, right? Not something insanely terrible, but considering I was in this trade for a pretty decent amount of time, it is kind of obnoxious. So what I think there, I should have waited. Mm, no, actually, I think the problem was I waited a little too long, right? Because after this first presentation candle right here, I should have been thinking, okay, we're definitely going to be bullish, and then I would have been able to catch about 100 points. And caught more profit than losses, about 85 points, right? Somewhere down here. However, I mean, it's not crazy losses. I could have lost more for sure. So, I mean, I did say I want to see bearish. So we could be seeing the bearish move here now. And I want to see what happens at this first presentation. So again, we take liquidity within liquidity, and then we see an immediate reaction away. This taps into the order block here. Does this next candle close bullish? It closes bearish. Okay, so I want to see bearish still. Yeah. I would try to do something 50% wise, but this is 1039, which means London close should have been open by now. Because it was like 10:30. No? Oh, no. Sorry. I think it's 11:30. Sorry. Let me see. Oh, but this is Trump news time at 10:30. So that might be why we pushed like this, because he was talking and then maybe something about the economy happened. Right. So we're going to see. I don't want to hop in here because oftentimes when you see a consolidation, a lot of people are getting in because they're FOMOing. They're scared to miss the move. But then sometimes it'll retrace farther and then take them out, which I've experienced hundreds of times. So that's why I don't want to get in. I want to wait. See, I want to see something continue to push a little higher. Just something I can enter off of confidently. Because we're seeing a back and forth happen. Let's just do it on the 5 minute. Okay, yeah. See, so we're definitely moving higher, right? So I want to see 15-minute. Definitely something within the 50% of this. Something within the 50% of the order block. Something at the support and resistance level. I don't think we come all the way up here, but in case we do, I'll leave one at the 15-minute rejection block. And then 5-minute wise, I'll leave one at the beginning of the fair value gap. But realistically, I want to see price continue higher a little bit so we can get into a few entries. Maybe a few more. Okay, we're in for 2 now. Let me see something at support and resistance. Nice. We close, and then we close again on it. Close again on... Okay, we're moving a lot, actually, so... This is kind of a big stop loss. But I do have some confidence in this. We did take out this liquidity. Oh my god, I didn't check S&P 500 and Dow Jones to see if there was any SMT divergences. That was a huge mistake. I'm gonna review this trade right after I'm done here. And oh my god, and I also missed this really important liquidity sweep. And this I'm assuming is 200 or almost 200 points bearish here. One something. Oh, actually not. It's not. It's 150. But again, that's not far off from what I'm targeting. We consolidate, break lower, but we still have, yeah, really weak bearish candles. Very, very weak bearish candles. Extremely weak candles. It is London closed, so I do expect really weak candles because it's the lunch hour. Okay, there's a strong bearish candle. We leave a SIBI. Come on. There you go. Okay, so now we're... there is potential that this can still be wrong, which is fine. I'm only backtesting so I can learn a little bit more. Because this is the 50% of this swing right here, but I do see some bearish velocity occur here. And the lunch hour is basically full swing right now. We're like middle of lunch hour. So yeah. I want to see 2 here, and again, I'm targeting 175, so like this much at the very least, right? 175 to 225. This is 230 something, which is a little bit much, but I will probably end up being out of most of my positions by this time. This one will go to New York Open. So yeah, let's see. So we're still showing that we want to be bearish, but it is very, very slow now. And I'd rather see a lot more velocity because seeing slow price action indicates that price might actually want to reject, and we're seeing slow price action because we're building orders and we're about to see a crazy explosion bullish. And if we do see a crazy explosion bullish, again, not surprising. I would have called it and I would have known. But I am still seeing that we have a failure swing here. We failed to take out these highs. We started the reversal at support and resistance. And I mean, overall, we saw this big move here, so. But of course, we break higher like that. And then we break lower again. But this is, again, 1 minute time frame. We could go to the 5 minute and see. Yeah, we've broken lower. No, this was technically the 50% of this swing. So I can still hold this out. But it is just a consolidation of doom. And just price going back and forth and back and forth. Okay, there you go. There's the velocity I wanted to see. So now, by this point, we're dragging stops down to here. Within the next 5 to 10 candles, I believe we're going to take out buy limit. Maybe within the next 2. Okay, well, I just got edged. There you go. So we took first TP, which puts us in profit now, I believe. That doesn't sound right. Is that right? Oh no, this is open P&L because I'm still up. Um, wait, what? Am I lost in the sauce? This one right here is what happened. Yeah. Okay, this is the one that just happened. So we're actually still we're still negatives, but not by much. $40, right? I don't know why it was doing all that extra stuff, but whatever. So from here again, we sweep liquidity. Wow, I just stuttered my life away. We swept liquidity, and we're seeing some move away from it. However, on the higher time frame, I want to see, yeah. So we have liquidity within liquidity, and we have stair step ladder formation still possible. We still have 50% possible. So I'm not too insanely worried just yet. Um, so yeah, we retrace pretty far, deep. Can we get some movement down? We do get some movement down. Can we get strong movement down? Probably not. Oh my god, that is absurd. Absurd movement. Very absurd movement. Um, there's the bearish that I need. Okay, off of this bearishness, we're pulling into profits. So this would be break even basically. Um, I'm pulling into profits now because what we can see here is potential that this level gets hit, this order block, or maybe we fill this fair value gap or something, and then we push price higher and then take out this high. That would automatically indicate that we want to continue bullish and take out this high and take out this high because there's a lot of highs here. Low resistance liquidity run right here. Um, so that's why I'm pulling up to profits now, just because this would just indicate reversal. And it seems like we might actually do that. Maybe. Yeah. So, yeah. Um, and then do we continue higher off of it? We kind of just consolidate. But yeah, we do end up continuing higher. And then, yeah, we take out my stops. So, I'm break even on the day. $2. Whatever, right? How long have I been recording for? 37 minutes. I think this one, I could probably finish off at an hour or so, and just review this. So I really don't know. Um, because today was really just back and forth and back and forth, right? I think maybe the President Trump speaks had to do something with it. Because we look on the 30-minute, we can see, yeah, it's just a bunch of wicks and then candles closing within the same, what, like 200 points? Not even 150 points. We didn't really go anywhere. We ended up taking my original take profit, but I would have been stopped out way before. I was stopped out way before. So this kind of wasn't really a optimal day to trade, but I definitely could have profited. Uh, hmm. So let's see. We moved from here to here was 150, right? I targeted 170. If I had taken a trade back here, I mean, 124 plus the whatever this is, definitely 175 to 200 points, right? Um, but yeah, I really just didn't. Hold on, my mom's calling me. Let me text her. Okay, so yeah, um, let me actually close the door too in case she comes. All right, so, um, realistically, I don't think I would have been able to profit off of this day. Or sorry, I don't think. I would have profited off this day. I definitely could have profited off this day, but I don't think I did. I would have if I traded this. And the reason being is because um, just this strange structure here. We saw bullish indication Asia, bearish in London protraction, and then bearish in London delayed protraction. And then we saw bullish in the pre AM trend, right? And maybe if I had caught the 930 wick down to here and then up to here, maybe, but again, I don't think I would have, right? Realistically speaking, because I rely on the 50%, which I could have caught this, but then if I was in here, my stop loss would have been up to here, and I would have maybe taken profit here and here, but then I would have been stopped out right here. Um, so again, I could have potentially profited, but then I would have been thinking, wow, wait, this is perfect for bearish because we see this. And then I would have taken profits here, but then stopped back up out here because there's no other profit for me to take that I would have thought of, right? And overall, we kind of just moved back and forth within the same 150, 160 points. And then at 3 p.m., just before market closes, about an hour before market closes, is when we see a random spike in orders and volume. And then we take out my original take profit. And, you know, maybe this is more of a London trade. Like if I was in during London session, I would have been able to catch way more. But obviously I'm a New York trader. I can definitely trade London. I just don't wake up for that because that's like 4 a.m., 3 a.m. Yeah. No, it's actually 2 a.m. for me. Uh, so yeah, I'm obviously not gonna trade that. However, I I think I could have done better today. I think I definitely could have, especially after seeing price move like this at the 50% of the retracement here. I could have taken profits and been profitable on the day. Could have been maybe, I think it was $600, $700 in profit. Um, so yeah, that was definitely a mistake on my part. And you know what? Instead, next time, what I could do for future reference, if I'm unsure about a position and it seems to be retracing, I could just close half of the position where I'm at, where I'm at currently in the trade, and then let the rest of it run. That way, I'll still be satisfied because I can still continue to take profits later if we continue to, although not as much. But we definitely could continue to take profits later. Or if I do get stopped out, I'm still in profit. Um, so that would be smarter for me. So yeah, definitely next time I will do that. If I'm ever doubtful of my position, I will instead close out half of my position and then let the rest run. Um, Another mistake I made, a really big mistake I made actually, was not looking at S&P 500 and Dow Jones because, yep, right here we immediately see. Wait, was this an SMT? No, this was not an SMT. I'm a liar. We don't immediately see anything. Let me see the 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. and the 12 a.m. or the 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. Yep. So if I would have checked, I would have seen that this right here, this low at 5:30 a.m. was an SMT because S&P 500 and Nasdaq don't sweep out this Asia low right here, but Dow Jones takes it out and also takes out opening low. That's a big indicator of being bullish, right? Especially during London session. If I was trading during London session, I would have seen that. Right here, yeah, we see another SMT where Nasdaq does it. Oh, it does actually. It barely does, but it does. Never mind. I was gonna say Nasdaq doesn't hit the 50% while the other two do, but something that Nasdaq didn't do that S&P 500 did, and Dow Jones didn't do either. We touch into this order block right here, which was a absolutely beautiful push away too. We touch it here. Sorry, we don't touch it here, and then we touch it here, just barely, and then we don't touch it right here, which obviously is a clear SMT. If I wanted to, I see that happen on S&P 500. I wait to see the next few candles close, how we move, and then I immediately take buy positions here. all the way up to here, and then that would have been my perfect trade. 183 points. Exactly. It would have been my absolute perfect trade. Because I predicted from 175 to 225, which is what we got right here. And actually, I think it's exactly on 200. Yeah, 199.25. Um, so yeah. Honestly, actually, now that I see this, I 1,000% could have and should have profited. Uh, but I made the mistake of not looking at London or SMT divergences, and that's what screwed me over. The first SMT divergence was this one. I would not have been able to do anything about that, so it wasn't my fault. However, this SMT divergence, I opted to not look at all, and that was my fault. I would have been able to take way more profits here because on S&P or Nasdaq we don't touch it, but S&P 500 does. And then we could take out this. S&P 500 doesn't take out this high. Nasdaq does. We take out this. Dow Jones doesn't take out this high, and this high was already taken out, so there was no point. That's another SMT right there, actually, that I could have seen, and I would have been able to predict bearish price action right here. And so yeah, absolutely, absolutely everything today I could have been able to profit off of. I should have been able to see this SMT divergence, which indicated a bearish movement, right? And then I should have been able to see this SMT divergence right here, which indicated a bullish movement. And I would have been able to catch both fully, actually. C44, sorry, this is S&P 500. We could have seen 150 points bearish catch right here. And then we could have seen 200 points bullish catch right here. Oh, that's not what I wanted to get. 200 points bullish catch right here. Again, everything today could have done way better. So definitely need to pay attention to SMT divergences and pay attention to the other two charts because they help severely. It is so helpful. What else? I mean, that that's definitely the only big major thing that I just saw that would have won me my trades. Also, closing out 50% of my trades whenever I feel unsure, because I could have saved myself at least a decent portion of the profits, right? Because around here was $700, $600. I could have saved at least $300 there, $400. And then left the rest for break even, right? So yeah, those two guaranteed biggest things. Check SMTs and close half my position when I'm unsure. But you know, that's gonna be it for this one. Kind of short. I definitely think I could do more, but I do think I learned a good amount today. Uh, so tomorrow I am busy, but I don't know how long and what time I'm going to be busy. So I might be able to go ahead and record the Sunday part of this series, but we will see. I hope I'm able to, but tomorrow will be completely different from today. Saturdays are going to be about strategy, improving my strategy, seeing what I can do better for my strategy, seeing what I can implement, what I can change, what I can get rid of, and just overall what's messing me up when it comes to taking trades. And then Sundays, I want to do basically like psychology, how I can improve my psychology, see what my psychology was like during the week. I might recap the videos. Maybe not. I might also backtest and see my psychology then, but I don't think that's really a good indicator of psychology, right? And then basically I'll just talk about psychology, and then I'll see like how I can help other people and how I can help myself. And then also on Sunday I will be looking at the price action that happened during the last week, and if I'm recording during the time of market open, I'll see how the price action reacts during market open, and I'll make a prediction as to what will happen throughout the week, which obviously it's not going to be perfect, it's not going to be super close, but it will give me an idea of what I want to see during the week, right? And basically, it's just going to be off of what I see often and what I can see confluence wise from the previous week on the daily time frame, because I haven't checked the daily time frame yet. But yeah, that's basically just gonna wrap up things for today, and hopefully I'll have time to record another one tomorrow.